understand this. If you mention my company's name, I'm only joking with you. Anyway, so as I said before, people who want to ridicule how we do things over here, well, right back at you. And I mean by right back at you, our policies over other people's screen paint policies. Now, as we know, one of the policies we read on a particular person's website was if the item lands on your property, it is yours, which means no returns if the items are open, any paint leaks out, it's yours at the end of the day. Because that's what's noted on the policy. Everybody, when they buy something, always reads to the shipping policy. They say exactly what they have on the site. And if the product doesn't work out well, if you can show proof that the product doesn't work out well, then there you go from there. We have equal exchange, which means at the end of the day, if you can show proof that the product is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, as we said before, we do tons of demonstrations, so we cover just about everything you can possibly think of under the book, testing the whole 9 yards. That's why it's important to do testing so you can back up your products just in case if someone's going to file a false claim against you, you can back yourself up 100%. But with this customer right here, they wanted it a little bit darker. Now, keep in mind, when we make the Christian Cinema, well, we used to make the Christian Cinema, this is the color that it comes in. This is the color of a Christian Cinema right here. It's not a dark gray. That would be a gunmetal. That would be Phantom technology. That would be gunmetal. This is not gunmetal at all. This is Christian. It's a Christian paint. We make it a little lighter. That's what it is. But customer wanted something a bit darker. He wanted a darker gunmetal. Not a problem. So they sent it back to us. This is the package right here. This is the one that's actually still sealed. We can actually still seal right there. So we know that's good. And this one right here, we can see that they use very little paint. As you can see, very little paint. So at the end of the day, they were able to, we were to equal exchange it out for another one at the end of the day. We don't have something on our site where it says, well, you know, you're stuck with it if it lands on your property because anything could happen. A container could burst open, you can have stuff leaking all over the place. Anything could happen at the end of the day. And we've had packages come here that were leaking paint all over the place, and there has been no way for us to be able to get the money back. They don't have an equal exchange policy on the website, so where would we be stuck at without that? So that's why it's important to have those particular things on your website listed, so that way when the customer reads through your site, they can see exactly what they're going to be getting at the end of the day. Also, very important that, let's see my cat real quick, very important that the tests that you do, tests are very important. I couldn't express that enough, how important it is to do tests. This is why we do tests on just about everything you possibly think of when it comes to our products, because we can back them up 100%. If a customer says, hey, look, I bought the product, the screen came out too dark, I can barely see it, we have demonstrations on using black paint, black fabric, and so forth on 1,000 lumen projectors in fully lit environment showing that the product does pull up. And on top of that, to have customers who basically back our products up 100%, which is actually fantastic. But if you don't have these tests, if somebody says your screen washed out or faded out, or they had it in a fully lit environment and the contrast wasn't pulling correctly, and you don't have a way to back up that your product doesn't do this at the end of the day, well, then you run the risk of basically having someone file a complaint against you, or basically not being to back up your claim. Hey, I need. Put it in there somebody. A little more here for you. Now, as I said before, it's the reason why tests are so important because, as I said before, we can go through tests and we can see at the end of the day by testing our products that if a person's filing a false claim against us or trying to, whatever they're trying to do, we're able to see around that nonsense in the day. But if you don't test your products out, who's to say what you're getting in the mail? So on our website, we have Eco Exchange, which the customer's getting, but it's getting a much more darker version of what he wanted here, which doesn't come under the crystal, the Christian paint. We're going to be testing this out today too, playing around with this, because I don't know what problem he would have at the end of the day, because that works perfectly fine. So we're going to be doing some demonstrations off that right there today to see what are the problems he would have had with it. But other than that, it looks exactly the same way we make it, design it, and ship it out. But we'll see for ourselves and have a look at it. see anything wrong with that at all, period. But they wanted something darker, so there it is in the box. All right, so we're going to be shipping that out to them today. I've already taken pictures of their tracking number information, giving them to confirm that their product is done. As I said before, and I explained to you, the product, the policy on a website, keep in mind when I say that, should never say if the product lands there, it's yours at the end of the day. It needs to have something there at the end of the day saying, hey, look, we can do an equal exchange, or at the end of the day, I don't know, money back. I don't know what you have on there at the end of the day, but like I said, you should be able to handle your customers at the end of the day by having something there to ensure them that if something goes wrong, they're good to go. And on top of that, like I said, tests are very important. If you're claiming your products to be something that they're not at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to back it up. And that's definitely going to be a problem. All right, with that being said, we're done here. Thank you for your time. This has basically been a video, basically how we treat our customers when it comes to returns. We don't get any returns. It's rare we get returns at the end of the day because, like I said, we can back our products up on just about everything you could possibly think of at the end of the day, when others just can't seem to do so. All right, with that being said, thank you all, and God bless.